I'm back to tell you a little bit more about one of my favorite Chrome extensions. It's an AI game changer. It's called Brisk. Today I'd like to update and share a little bit more about the Brisk extension. There's a previous video that shows you how to download the Brisk extension and how it delivers feedback, which I believe is the greatest tool in the Brisk arsenal. What I have here is a student work. It is a process paper for a National History Day project. Brisk is an extension that works alongside any document. So you could have a Google Doc up here, you could have a Word document, you could have a piece of writing of a student's work in something like Elastic. And in the bottom right corner, you see the Brisk extension. You just click it, and if you want to give a student feedback on their work, you click Give Feedback. You'll have a couple of options here. You can do what's called Glow and Grow. I've showed that in the previous video. But what I want to show you today is called Targeted Feedback. Now watch what happens when I click Targeted Feedback. Again, in the Brisk extension, you can specify the type of feedback that you want to give. So if you're emphasizing a certain type of sentence structure, thesis statements, concluding sentences, the use of citations, you would type this into the feedback panel. You can also upload a rubric, which I really suggest because that will give you that pinpointed feedback that you're looking for. But I'm just going to leave it open-ended. I'm going to change the grade here at the bottom to 7th grade because this is a 7th grade student, and I'm just going to click Brisket. Now watch what happens when I click it. The Brisket extension is working and reading line by line, and it is giving students feedback in the form of comments that are put on the right, highlighted and commented. So what the Brisk extension did for me is it went through every section of this process paper and gave feedback. Now it's up to you, right? You've got a good starting point here. You can either accept that comment by clicking the blue button and then your students will receive that, or you can just add to it. You can modify it, add to it. You could cancel it if it's not relevant to what you're looking for. But for a first pass in giving feedback, the targeted feedback that Brisk offers is pretty powerful. Another very powerful tool within the Chrome extension Brisk is the ability to adapt or change the grade level of the reading. I currently have a website up from the Smithsonian American Women's History Museum, and this is a story about a pilot, Janet Harmon Bragg, and it also talks about 6 more women to know during Black History Month. Now in my classroom and in yours, you may have students that have a variety of different reading levels. They may have IEPs, they may speak a different language. And what Brisk does, it allows you to adapt the content to meet the needs of all of your students. And it's so simple to do. So take a look again down in the bottom right corner. That's where my Brisk extension is residing. I'm going to click the button. And this time I'm going to select Change the Level. When I click Change Level, I get a menu that allows me to select the grade level. So it says that this is currently written at a 12th grade level. That's too high for my students. So I'm going to drop it down to maybe a 6th grade level. And then I can change the language. I'm going to have this in English first, and I'll show you how you can translate it later. And then you just click Change the Reading Level. And what I love most about this is it's taking that content, including the images, with a link to the original article, and it's putting it in a Google Doc. So it's putting that Google Doc into my Google Drive. And you now notice that the menu on the right has now expanded. I can translate this document. I can make it shorter. I can make it longer. I can add detail. I can translate it. I can even make a quiz. That quiz, believe it or not, will create a Google form for you. Pretty amazing time saver and a great way to differentiate and meet the needs of all your students. It's Brisk, and it's the change reading level option when you click the Brisk icon down at the bottom, change level. Pretty good, Brisk. Let's take a look at another tool in the Chrome extension, Brisk. This is the Inspect Writing tool. Now, we know we all have some concerns about students maybe not using AI in an ethical, responsible manner. Treat this as a teachable moment, and Brisk can help with that. At the bottom, again, we have our Brisk extension. I'm going to click Inspect Writing. Once again, I have the student's work, a process paper for a National History Day assignment. When I click Inspect Writing, I can either detect AI writing. I'm going to do that first. And it very quickly shows you the results of this entire document. It scans it, and it gives you the results in a color-coded bar. And it says AI writing unlikely. This is what we want to see. We don't want to see that cursor or that arrow, that target move into the red. So I'm happy that my student is not using AI to an inappropriate manner on this particular assignment. But I talked about teachable moments. Here's one that I think is great. You can click Inspect Writing, and this time click the Replay button. And what it does is it goes through the whole document, and you can see that it's starting to read it. It has timestamps here, and it's also collecting information. It shows every edit that the student made on their document. So far, I have 21 edits. I have one major pasting event. So it's finding those big pasting events, which we know, when a student's paper goes from a paragraph to 3.5 pages, we know that something might be amiss. So we can sit down with our students, have a conversation, play this video back, and show them the edits that were made, the major pasting events, and have a discussion about ethical, responsible use of AI. When you play this back, you have the option to increase the speed up to 100 times. So if it's a big document and you just want to power through that and find those pasting events, you can do that. But this is a pretty powerful tool within Brisk, and that was called the Inspect Writing Replay tool. I want to show you one more tool. So there's one more thing. Just when you think, what can't Brisk do? Well, check this out. We click the Brisk icon, again, residing on the bottom right of our screen, and we're going to click Create this time. When you click Create, you get a library of different tools to help you as a teacher. The essentials. You need help making a quiz? It will do that for you. Finding a resource, making a rubric, creating depth of knowledge questions, creating a syllabus, practice with the state test, creating a newsletter. You can read, you can see them, but just when you thought Brisk was doing everything, there was more. So in the, again, Brisk library or the Brisk extension, click the Create button, and you get all of those options on the essentials for a teacher. Simple drop-down menus, click the quiz, what should it be about? You can drag and drop standards in here. make it multiple choice, make it short answer, long response, 10 questions, all of these things within the Chrome extension Brisk. So this little Chrome extension that does so much gets the Lane stamp of approval. I hope you too find value in this extension, the Chrome extension Brisk. Give it a try. Let me know what you think.